to another episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm your host, Toasty. Now, today we'll be doing things a little bit differently. It seems I've come across an old audio file in which recorded an interview in between me and my grandfather. Now, this was an assignment for a class I had, I think, about like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I can't even remember. It was a while ago, but I just thought there was a whole lot of hidden gems in it that I feel that a lot of people would appreciate if they would have listened to it. Also, I feel like there was a good narrative into it, and I just feel like this could be something that could be added onto the podcast because as you know, I haven't really added any other guests yet. I'm still waiting for some more equipment to come through before I really get to that point. But as of right now, yeah, I'll just be pretty much adding that file in basically right now. Thank you. All right, this is T. Safili. I am here with my grandfather, Mr. Charles Wanque. Here you are.
Charles B. Winquay.
Yep, that's him. And I'm interviewing him for an assignment for my organizational and management class. We have a generational assignment, and the subject matter we're going to be discussing today is all going to be upon being a leader. So, first question. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Charles Wanque, regarding your age, birthplace, education, workforce, and family.
My name is Charles B. Winquay.
Yep.
I was born November 2, 1949 in Gbapatown, Nimba County, Liberia. My mother's name is Tiakpa and my father's name is Kwipole. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was your education?
I presently hold a bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
And where did you get this degree?
I got an associate degree from Central Pima Community College, and I got my bachelor's degree from Kampala University online.
Okay. Describe your work history for me upon the workforce here in America and maybe some points in Liberia too.
Before coming to the United States, I worked as a police officer in Liberia, and I later ended up as a unionist, chief of shop stewards for Lanco Mining Company in Liberia, Ikepa Nimba. I was the chief of shop stewards for Nimba operations prior to coming to the United States. And when I got into the States, I was elected by our Nimba community residing in North Carolina as president for the state of North Carolina Nimba community. That I did for about 2 years, 3 terms, and later got elected as speaker for our organization called United Nimba Citizens Council. This organization represents all persons from Nimba County residing in the United States.
And what does family mean to you in terms of being a leader?
Well, family means a lot. In my own language, I usually use the term Ogeben ma mama awapialebe. In my tribal language, that means it doesn't matter whether you say, or even it matters when you say mother, father, or godfather, or, generalized parentalship. It's never like that. You are always personal and belonging to a family. So you always have to remember where you come from in order to prosper in life. Because you will learn who you are from where you came, which are your parents. So I believe strongly in family ties and family caring for one another.
Cool. Thank you for that. Now on to the second question. Describe a time when you were in a leadership role. This could be like family head of household, organizational, at church, or within the workplace, or all of it. To be honest, it's all good.
Well, I mean, I've been fortunate when it comes to leadership. Even from the childhood, I was always looked upon by friends, teachers as a leader. When I was a little child, maybe around second, third grade in elementary school, I became president for our elementary school at that time in my born town, Bapa, where I came from. I was the president for the school for a couple of years. And that has followed me all along. Nearly every class I ever took when I was in high school or so, I played an official role in the class, either president, secretary, or, and those are things I've done. And I'm always a leader when it comes to organizing my community as an organization. Presently, I chair the board of our Nimba community in Charlotte, and I have been its previous president, and I'm still here playing that role as chairman of the board for our Nimba community in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, cool. That's very good. Um, who were leaders? Oh, this is the third question. Who were leaders you looked up to as role models growing up?
Oh, well, especially for me, the leader I adore so much from the country Liberia, West Africa, was William R. Talbot. As a child, the leader then was President William V. S. Tubman. He ruled Liberia for 27 years, and William R. Talbot was his vice president for 27 years. And when Tubman died and Talbot took over the government, he brought about changes that were really beneficial to the Liberian people. I'm sorry he was assassinated in the coup, but he was one leader besides Kwame Nkrumah in Africa that I adore so much.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What were some obstacles that you faced in your leadership experience?
Well, in leadership, you will always encounter oppositions, disagreements. The only thing you have to learn is to learn to accept people's opinion as their opinion and not use their opinion as an offense against you. So, I mean, in leadership, you have to know that no matter what you do, it's going to be somebody who will critique you. That should not be something to discourage you. You should learn from discouragement, from critiques. You should learn from what people say you did wrong so that you can work on doing it right maybe the next time. And maybe if you were right and you were accused wrongly, the accusers will get to know later that you were right. And that is a part of leadership. That comes with leadership.
Good answers. Very good answers. What were some examples of decisions you made as a leader?
As speaker for the Nimba community in the United States, I worked to move the organization from just social level to a non-profit organizational status. And as chief of shop stewards for Nimba operations, I represented all non-staff workers, over maybe 10,000 employees in LAMCO. Those were non-staff employees. I fought to make sure they got eloquent pay for eloquent work, and I did that representing employees of LAMCO prior to coming to the United States.
All right, cool. Who do you consider leaders today?
Well, today it's pathetic that leadership has become so political, but in so many respects, I adore Barack Obama and Bill Clinton for leadership in this country. And of course, there are other leaders, but these two leaders, since I've been in the United States, I highly uh, accept most policies they try to implement and everything they try to do in their capacity of being a leader. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. I think that's about the end of this interview. I'll be able to review this and probably try to convert this into some form of two-page synopsis. And I hope to get the highest grade possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clarence.
Yeah, that was kind of cut him off at the end there, but yeah, I really cherished that interview. I feel like my grandfather did make a whole lot of great points and dropped a whole lot of good gems also that I feel like a lot of us could definitely look back on. And even like re-listening to that whole interview, it kind of has me feeling a little, yeah, feeling some type of way. Um, I really needed to call him next time I get the chance for sure because he is getting older and everything, and I feel like even though, um, especially when it comes like with my family, so in the world, a lot of us can be a little bit distant. We don't really call each other every day and so on. I guess we're not as close as we used to be, and I feel like perhaps maybe it's up to me or whomever, but we definitely got to make certain habits to where we're more and more connected with each other. Maybe we can call each other a little bit more often. Check up on each other. Do some things. And I know, like with this whole pandemic situation, it's kind of like exasperated. You say exasperate? It whatever. It just straight up, and pretty much made things a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult for us to really keep in contact and whatnot. Uh, Yeah, man. My grandfather came here. I think did he say it in the interview? So I re-listened to it. 'Cause I've already listened to it like several times and everything. So it's just like I don't know like word for word. But yeah, he literally came here in the '80s, or actually no, the late '70s and whatnot. So it's like he's really seen a whole lot of stuff. Like I hope maybe one day again to get him on the podcast like for real instead of just getting like an old interview from like an assignment that I had a while ago. Um, I hope to really start interviewing more of my family members, get their insights on various things that matters. Because it's just like, even with this generation, the way how things are going and the way how, like, a lot of things can really pretty much seem unbalanced. It's good that, we have people from a much different generation. Can't really say like they were much more imbalanced and everything in the '80s and everything. They're in like cocaine and shit like that. Like I know one of my grandmas is just like saying, "No, I'm the cool mom. I did cocaine." I'm like, "What the hell? You did what? Cause you're cool?" I don't know, man. I know it's kind of detracting from the subject matter at hand, but it's like I feel like they do have a whole lot of insightful things to say and a whole lot of insight in regards to how the world used to work and how it is now and what their theories are about it. I hope to pretty much get more older people on, for sure, on this podcast, because a lot of the topic matters and subject matters that we're pretty much going to be speaking on, moving on, is going to be a lot more attached to not just spirituality, but also current events, society as a whole, um, stuff of that nature. And Yeah, it's just good that I actually have that clip. I know it's kind of lazy. I should be probably doing my own clips, but it's just like just some things to shake things up and whatnot. I feel like it really does help, kind of freshen things up a whole lot, especially with the format of it just being just me talking. It's just something different. So it's like, who knows? Maybe one day I could probably like maybe interview somebody else. Like I pretty much did this off like my phone basically. So it's like, maybe I could just do it again. Maybe do an interview. Maybe ask some questions. Um, I really want to get my brother on because it's like for sure. I feel like he's really growing into like a really really conscious. I don't want to say conscious, but more self aware type of young man and everything. It's crazy. Like literally, when he was a kid, it was just like all he cared about was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and shit like that. And like like I was in more Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, stuff like that. And it's just now we're at the point where we start questioning stuff like philosophy, things like life and death. Just stuff of that nature. And it's just it really really shines, really dawns upon you that wow, we're really really growing up in this society. Um, we're really growing into ourselves and really really taking in what society like is as a whole, not just society, just the universe as a whole too. There's so many things that are left unanswered, so many things that we're just unsure of, in the future, and just things of the past and so on. And it all just threads into a fabric of uncertainty that we can't really help but just ponder upon and wonder. Um, so it's amazing that even like for things of a different era and even from back home in Liberia, it's good to at least know that I actually had an audio file still on my laptop in regards to um, just a regular conversation interview between me and my grandfather and stuff. So it's just like I really do appreciate that. I appreciate him and everything. I hope one day to get him on, and that's just it. I know this is probably pretty much like a short episode. I think maybe I should just do it like this, like just 20 minutes. I feel like 18 to 20 minute format might just be a little bit more helpful. So it's like, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. All right. Well, that's just it. This is mostly like a bonus episode, I guess. Would this count as a bonus episode? Man, fuck it, it's an episode. But yeah, man, just be sure to keep your peoples close, man. From your older folks, younger folks, your cousins, whomever. I just left a graduation party over the weekend for my cousin in Philly. Really proud of her. Shout out to Zamar, Yagarte. Just gotta keep your peoples close, man. Only gotta make it. You can only make it. One can't make it by himself. You can only make it as a group. You get farther as a group, man. Your family, your friends, your associates. Life is just one large fabric sewn in mental threads.